Back to our channel. Today we are going to start the superficial palmar arch. If you see here, this one is a superficial palmar arch. So this superficial palmar arch is mainly formed by our ulnar artery. So actually, if you remember the flexor retinaculum, the ulnar artery is passing superficial to the flexor retinaculum, but it is passing deep to the volar carpal ligament. If you remember the flexor retinaculum, then you can understand this. So this ulnar artery mainly forms the two branches. One is the deep palmar branch and one is a superficial palmar branch. The superficial palmar branch only takes main part in this superficial palmar arch. Okay, so now let us understand about the superficial palmar arch in detail. So this arch represents important anastomosis mainly between the ulnar artery and the radial artery. You can see here the radial artery also forms some part of the superficial palmar arch, but the main part is formed by the ulnar artery. Okay, so ulnar artery of course will be on the little finger side. So you can see this is ulnar artery, and the radial artery on the thumb side, you can see it is forming a superficial palmar arch. So this is mainly having a convexity of the arch as directed towards the fingers. If you see, the convexity is towards the fingers. Okay, and its most distal point is situated at the level of distal border of fully extended thumb. If you see its most distal part, the distal part is mainly towards the level of distal border of fully extended thumb. Okay, that is the distal part of this superficial palmar arch. So now understand how this superficial palmar arch is forming. The superficial palmar arch is mainly formed by the direct continuation of ulnar artery, which is beyond the direct continuation of ulnar artery, that too beyond the flexor retinaculum, that is the superficial palmar branch on the lateral side. This is the lateral side. Okay, so it will move on to the lateral side. The arch is completed by superficial palmar branch on radial artery. So this is mainly formed by ulnar artery and it is also completed by the radial artery. So now let us understand the relations of the superficial palmar arch. So what are the relations? So superficial palmar arch lies deep to palmaris brevis. If you remember, there will be palmaris brevis over here in the hypothenar eminence, right? If you remember in the before video hypothenar eminence, this will be the palmaris brevis muscle. So this superficial palmar arch is deep to palmaris brevis and also deep to palmar aponeurosis. You know, palmar aponeurosis will be in the middle, you can see. So it is deep to both palmar aponeurosis and also deep to the palmaris brevis, and it crosses the palm over the, mainly it crosses the palm, okay, over the flexor digiti minimi. So it crosses the palm over flexor digiti minimi and also flexor tendons of fingers and also the lumbricals, okay, and also the digital branches of medial nerve. Okay, so it crosses all these structures. So what are the branches of the superficial palmar arch? The superficial palmar arch gives off 4 digital branches. If you see, it is giving 1 2 3 4, okay, 4 digital branches to the 4 fingers, of course, okay, which supply the medial 3.5 digits. So mainly supply medial 3.5, means 1 2 3, half of this index finger. Okay, so the lateral three digital branches are joined by corresponding palmar metacarpal arteries from deep palmar arch. If you see the deep palmar arch, it has a palmar metacarpal artery. So I will zoom to that area. You can see over here, this is a palmar metacarpal artery which will join the superficial palmar arch. Okay, so again I am repeating it, the palmar metacarpal arteries from deep palmar arch. Okay, the digital branches of medial nerve. So the deep branch of ulnar artery arises in front of flexor retinaculum, immediately beyond the pisiform bone. Soon it passes between flexor and adductor digiti minimi to join the complete deep palmar arch. So this also joins the complete deep palmar arch. So in this diagram also you can see mainly these 3.5 digits are supplied by the superficial palmar arch. This is the superficial palmar arch as it's mentioned here. This is the deep palmar arch. Okay, so from the deep palmar arch also one branch, especially are which artery? The palmar metacarpal artery. Okay, you can see the palmar metacarpal artery, right? The palmar metacarpal arteries are from deep palmar arches. Okay, so this is a deep palmar arch So this is about our superficial palmar arch. Now we will discuss about deep palmar arch. Before that we need to understand about the radial artery, because radial artery is the one which is forming the deep palmar arch. So if you see the radial artery here, the radial artery is a part of the course which runs obliquely downwards, backward, deep to the tendon of abductor pollicis longus. So it passes deep to the abductor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis, and also extensor pollicis longus, and superficial to lateral ligament of wrist joint. It passes through anatomical snuff box. Mainly it passes through anatomical snuff box. You know this is the anatomical snuff box. So passes laterally to anatomical snuff box to reach proximal end of first interosseous space, and further it passes between two heads of first dorsal interosseous muscle and between two heads of adductor pollicis to form deep palmar arch in the palm. So course radial artery run obliquely from side of radial pulse, reach the anatomical snuff box, from there passes to reach first interosseous space and then into the palm. Okay. So next in this diagram only we will see the relations of the radial artery. So radial artery leaves the forearm by winding backwards around the wrist. So if you see in this diagram you can understand it is coming into anatomical snuff box. Okay. But you may ask how it is participating in the deep palmar arch. It participates only by means of its branch, but the main radial artery comes into the anatomical snuff box. So it passes through the anatomical snuff box. It lies deep into the tendons of abductor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis longus. Okay, you can see extensor pollicis brevis, extensor pollicis longus. It goes deep into it. Also crossed by digital branches of radial nerve. Some digital branches also it crosses. The artery is superficial to the lateral ligament of wrist joint and also scaphoid and trapezium. So it reaches the proximal end of first interosseous space and passes between two heads of first dorsal interosseous muscle to reach the palm. So in the palm, the radial artery, after going into the palm, the radial artery runs, you can see here. In the palm, the radial artery runs first medially, and at first it lies deep to oblique head of adductor pollicis and passes between two heads of this muscle to form deep palmar arch. Therefore, it is called as deep palmar arch. It is going deep to the thenar muscle, especially which muscle? Deep to the adductor pollicis. It goes deep to the, this is the adductor pollicis. Okay. So that is why it is called deep palmar arch. So what are the branches of the radial artery? It has in the dorsum of hand, on the dorsum, the radial artery. So in the dorsum here, on the dorsum of the hand, the radial artery gives a branch of lateral side of dorsum of thumb. Okay, and also it gives a first dorsal metacarpal artery. That is artery just before radial artery passes into interval between two heads of first dorsal interosseous muscle. So it once divides into two branches for the adjacent sides of thumb and also to the index finger. Okay. So in the palm, coming to the palm, the radial artery branches in the palm. In the palm, deep to oblique head of adductor pollicis, radial artery give principis pollicis artery, which divides at base of proximal phalanx into two branches for the palmar surface of thumb. So for the thumb it gives two branches, and the radialis indicis artery between first dorsal interosseous muscle and transverse head of adductor pollicis for the index finger, and also it supplies lateral side mainly of the index finger. Lateral side means this side. Okay, so that's why we have drawn a line to represent the lateral side which is supplied by the radial artery. So now we will discuss about the deep palmar arch. So the deep palmar arch provides a second channel connecting radial and ulnar arteries in the palm. The first one being superficial palmar arch. So it is situated deep to the long flexor tendons. So formation, it is formed mainly by the terminal part of radial artery. You can see here terminal part of radial artery, and also medially at the base of fifth metacarpal bone by deep palmar branch of ulnar artery. Even the ulnar artery also take part in it. Okay. So what are the relation? This arch lies on proximal part of shaft of metacarpals and on interossei, undercovers of oblique head of adductor pollicis, and also flexor tendons of fingers and lumbricals. So it is covering all the adductor pollicis, flexor tendon of finger and lumbricals. So deep branch of ulnar nerve lies within the concavity of the arch. So even the ulnar nerve, you can see here the deep branch of ulnar nerve is lying along with this deep palmar branch. Okay. So next let us see its branches. So from its convexity, it is from its distal side, the arch gives off 3 palmar metacarpal arteries. So you can see 3 palmar metacarpal arteries. You can zoom this 1, 2, 3. So 3 palmar metacarpal arteries are given by this, which run distally in second and third, fourth metacarpal spaces. Second, third, fourth metacarpal spaces supply medial 4 metacarpals, terminate at finger clefts by joining common digital branches of superficial palmar arch. Okay, so they join the superficial palmar arch. That's what we are discussing. So dorsally, the arch gives 3 proximal perforating arteries which pass through medial 3 interosseous spaces to anastomose with dorsal metacarpal arteries. So digital perforating arteries connect the palmar digital branches of superficial palmar arch with dorsal metacarpal arteries. So actually they also connect with the dorsal metacarpal arteries on the dorsal side. Next, it also gives some recurrent branches downward, so that recurrent branches arise from concavity of arch, pass proximally to supply the carpal bones, joints, and end in palmar carpal arch. So they end in palmar carpal arch. So this is all about the deep palmar arch. Next, we'll discuss about the nerves of the hand.